Speech on Monday is delayed. How unusual is that? I'm joined now by the royal historian Kate Williams. How unusual is it?
It's very unusual. This is unprecedented. There have been times, of course, where Her Majesty doesn't attend when she was pregnant. There have been times when we haven't had a Queen's speech at all, say in 2011. And obviously there are many occasions in which legislation planned in the Queen's speech does not occur. But actually to delay it in this fact, when already this was a surprise Queen's speech, essentially it had to be planned at the last minute due to the snap election. Therefore the Garter ceremony for Monday had to be cancelled and all kinds of problems due to the trooping of colour this weekend. That is completely unprecedented and not what the Palace expects.
And they will now be going, well, they'll look at their diary, and the Queen's diary, let's be fair, is pretty full. Next week is Royal Ascot.
Next week is Ascot, so Tuesday, she likes to attend every day, so Tuesday right through to the weekend, she likes to be there every day, and it's very important to her. And after that, it's pretty much a packed schedule of engagements. We have garden parties coming up, we have many visits coming up, we have all sorts of engagements, and this is really not at all what she expected to happen, or the Palace. So something is going to be cancelled, and I'm afraid, I feel it has to be Royal Ascot probably at the rate things are going.
And she will not be amused?
Well, she will not be amused, no. It's very important to her to attend. And simply, the Palace likes to plan. They have to plan everything in advance. They didn't really love the fact that this was a last-minute snap election, that they had to cancel the Garter ceremony for Monday, that they had to create this rather dressed-down opening of Parliament was created because of the trooping of the colour just a few days before. And now it has to be completely replanned and changed for another day. So this really does not send a good signal to the rest of the world.
We may not know what the Queen has to say about it. We might well know what the Duke of Edinburgh has to say about it at some stage.
Well, this is one of the Duke of Edinburgh's last public engagements. It will be if he attends her for the Queen's speech. We expect probably Charles will attend her as well, because the Duke is going to be retiring in the autumn. So he's not going to be amused at all, and we are moving towards the time in which the royal family expect to have their summer holiday. And the fact is, the political chaos looks to be continuing, certainly. We don't know whether there's necessarily a strict agreement with the DUP or not. There was the fact that possibly Theresa May might have gone to the Palace when she didn't have the strict agreement in place. So certainly the Palace is going to be as surprised by a lot of the chaos that's going on as everyone, and is going to be demanding a lot of clarity for the months ahead.
All that said, this is perhaps the most important ceremony really for the Queen, so there has to be a bit of give and take.
It is the most important ceremony, and that's why she's concerned about it, because she likes to get it right. One of the reasons, of course, we've been given today is the fact that it takes too long for the ink to dry on the parchment. It's not made of goatskin, but goatskin parchment, and it takes too long, but also...
Hang on, it's goatskin parchment, but it's not made of goatskin.
But it hasn't actually got real goat in there, so...
I've just learned something.
Yes, exactly. So it's a vegan kind of parchment, I guess you'd say. But certainly the thing is that the Queen also, she likes to practice it, she likes to know what's in there, and she likes to discuss the contents with the Prime Minister. So certainly it's going to be different. There's going to be nothing about grammar schools, none of the social care policy in the manifesto, because as David Davis said this morning, it was disastrous. But it's going to be, we think, mainly about Brexit and terrorism. These are very complicated issues that need to be discussed at length. So certainly the last thing Her Majesty wants is a last-minute speech sent out at the last minute. This needs careful planning, and this is her role of head of state. She takes it incredibly seriously, and the Queen's speech. So she wants something that has been thought about, been considered, been discussed. And really at present it doesn't seem as if things are being so treated with that solemnity.
Kate, as ever, great to see you. Thank you very much.